Well, good morning. Tom Brannon here. Today I'm headed to Orlando for Verint Engage 2024. It's becoming increasingly important for customers to attend events like Engage. The rate of change around AI is so fast. You really have to come to these events to keep up, to hear from the executive team, to attend the keynotes, to meet one-on-one with the technical guys, to attend breakout sessions like this one with leading industry analysts, to see demos and meet with partners and kind of get more in depth with the technology. It's also a chance to hear from other customers. This was really one of the highlights for me, was to hear their stories, to attend their award show and hear about all the amazing ways they're innovating with Verint technology. Was very cool. We also got to hear from Cal Penn, who's an actor that, he actually transitioned from acting to going to work for the White House and talked a lot about change. Other celebrity sightings, the wonderful Juanita Coley, the contact center whisperer, and the rock star analyst, John Arnold. And of course, we got to have some fun together, which is a part of this, to network and build relationships. We had a nice evening at Universal Studios that really was a blast. So stick around. Coming up next, my 3 key takeaways. For my first takeaway, I want to talk about business outcomes. There's been a lot of hype over AI, a lot of promise related to AI, a lot of here's what's going to happen, here's what clients and customers can do. At this event, we're really starting to hear more of this is what's being realized. This is what actual customers are achieving in regards to business outcomes. And the numbers are pretty astounding. Even doing kind of relatively simple and small implementations can make a huge difference. Some saving customers, millions of dollars, $6 million, $10 million, were part of different case studies that were presented, not to mention improvements in net promoter scores, and agent satisfaction and attrition. We're seeing real AI outcomes. And, we're still still at the beginning of this AI journey. So it's good to see kind of some early returns of companies that are having significant success implementing AI with Verint. For my second takeaway, and this is something that has kind of been a part of their messaging for the better part of this year, but it's really about focusing on speed. It's not just achieving outcomes, but it's how quickly can we get there. And they showed some really interesting use cases where they're able to get in a matter of weeks, be able to get rolling with AI and then scale very, very quickly. And in one instance, they had a customer that started with 300 agents and then scaled to 30,000 agents once they were able to prove the proof of concept. So this speed is becoming a really big thing, and because they're open and because they work with all different platforms, they don't require kind of the wholesale changes that some companies have been faced with. So rather than going through this entire kind of massive digital transformation and moving to the cloud and all that, Verint's kind of being able to come in and say, look, let's get some bots out there. Let's start doing, call transcription. Let's start doing, wrap up summaries. We'll just start with some small things that can make a big difference and really speed up that time to value. So that's really cool to see as well. For my third takeaway, this idea of innovation and new bots that Verint's been working on for several years now, it's still plowing forward full speed ahead. And this is really made evident by their Genie Bot that they announced this week. The Genie Bot's kind of interesting. It allows you to kind of go into your dashboard and see, and the example they used the example of churn. So you're just able to click on churn and then launch an AI bot that basically will analyze all of the interactions that have churn associated with it. So it can begin to find trends of like, why exactly are we experiencing an increase of churn right now? And it validates that with actual samples of actual interactions. So if you're a little bit suspicious of the data or worried about a hallucination, you can kind of just drill down into the AI summary and then actually listen to actual calls and see, does the call samples, do they match up with the conclusions that the Genie Bot has kind of surfaced? And then you're able to ask questions. It's actually kind of this conversation where you can ask follow-up questions, or you could ask for, what are some ways we can improve this, or how are our better agents, successfully, addressing this type of churn. And that's kind of cool to see, because it actually takes this kind of data analytics piece that can be very time consuming. They consider it a bottleneck in organizations that have to wait weeks for a data analyst to come back with an answer, and then even more weeks if you have to do follow up. The Genie Bot's able to do that kind of in real time. And then to make it even, to put a cherry on top of it, they even showed how it could even generate a PowerPoint presentation that takes all of the data and all of the examples that it showed during this kind of conversational process, and then put them into a PowerPoint presentation. So if you need to get approval from leadership to make some changes, you can take all of that data that you collected during that conversation with the Genie Bot, have that pumped into a PowerPoint, take it to your leadership team, and you've got all the data right there nicely laid out. So very cool to see innovation with the Genie Bot. Well, that wraps up things here in Orlando for Verint Engage 2024. I want to thank the Verint team for allowing me to be a part of this week. It's been really interesting. It's been great meeting customers. It's been great meeting partners and kind of exploring what's new with Verint. So thank you guys for having me, and thank you for watching. Y'all keep those likes and comments going, and we'll see you next time on Convergence.